Okay, Mr. Carroll. It's me. I hate to be one of those people. I really do. Because I'm really not one of those people. And I haven't been one of those people with you until very recently. And I'm still not one of those people. I'm the type of people that says, okay, well, I'm not one of those people. However, when I see a certain kind of a way of something and I don't understand exactly what it is because I'm getting no information about it, I'm left to just presume things. Or is that too presumptuous? Should I say left to assume things based off of what I can pick up and collect from a non-communicative source, which will be your camp, or just you. You'll leave your camp out of it. So, the way I see it, what I've been asking for doesn't seem to be that unreasonable. Maybe it's the way I've asked. Maybe it's just both. Maybe it's just unreasonable to begin with. In a world where, time is money and money's time. Money talks, bullshit walks. And we want to know what you're about. Are you friendly? Are you friends? I don't even know you, brother. I try to get to know you. Maybe I didn't have the best start in Sanford. Because I went down there and I was being myself as the light worker that I am. I erupted about quite a few things. I find myself erupting less these days. But every now and then I have my moments. Still to this day. I guess what I'm trying to say is this. In 1989? Something came along your way. And introduced itself to you. I say it not to be disrespectful. I think it's more of an it than a pronoun of like him or her. And I'm speaking in reference to Cryon right now. About Cryon. So you guys got to cracking. You got to work. Now, I don't know who you are and what you're about. I really don't know. But what you chose, the path you chose, y'all chose together. You probably chose that path before you even got down here on planet Earth. Before you were even born. And now here it is. It's time for things to take fruition and for you guys to join up and do your thing. And now you're doing it. And I really don't know. But I guess I'm trying to say this. Your credibility does not come just from you saying you're such and such and so and so. Matter of fact, one of the things you say, and you say quite often, is that when you got into the channeling game, or what would you call it? I don't want to call it a career. I don't want to call it a game either. Look, just call it whatever you want to call it. You know the words you want to call it, Everybody just call it what they want to call it. But I'm searching for a word right now. I can't quite place my finger on it. Racket, not racket. I don't want to say racket. Institution, I don't want to say institution. I've got words, it's not the word I'm looking for. I know it when I find it though. It's somewhere in there. But when you got into it, you explain to people quite often. I've heard it reiterated several times. This is kind of like one of your opening things that you do. You want the people to know that you just didn't really give it a whole lot of credit. You thought, oh, this is some parlor show kind of stuff, right? The whole channeling thing. And that's exactly what it is. Short of it being legit and real. And in this case, I know for a verifiable fact that it's real and it's legit. And other people get that sense too and understand that too. Yeah, this isn't Whoopi Goldberg Ghost, the movie Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg. When she's sitting there going on, what's her name in the movie? I forget her name. When she's sitting there going on about, yeah, I'm channeling this and I'm channeling that. And then when the shit actually hit the fan and she's actually doing the channeling, shit, you can get the sense that people are like, okay, well, this is not a charlatan anymore. This is the real deal. So that gave her credibility. I guess what I'm trying to say is, here we are in 2026. 2014, in the way that we made an introduction, he says, my name is Cryon, on a video I saw in 2014, and seemed to be tailored just for me. Like these time capsules he speaks of, that will find you and present themselves to you when the time is right. He was going on about youthing. He said, well, if you want to live longer, live longer. Stop thinking like a human. I'm the first thing that sees you coming in, the first thing that sees you coming out. And I'm just saying some of the things, just touching on some of the things that were said. He said, please allow me to wash your feet. Or what did he say? Us. And I honor the human. Some other things he said. Very brief, and then he was gone. And I didn't come back around until 2017. Now, if you were to extract Cryon from what it is that you've done and what it is that you do, you would have nothing but a house of cards over there. It wouldn't be what it is today. It is what it is today, and so many people give it stock and credit for what it is, and you've been quite lucrative in it because it is the real deal. So I'm asking you, what I've been asking you for wasn't anything out of your pocket necessarily, anything that would unless you need me to pay for it. I'm like the lady that Jesus spoke of. She gave 2 cents. The equivalent of 2 cents. She gave all that she had. Unless you are actually interested in what I've got to give, which right now, I think it's some grape and peanut butter jelly I just picked up off the side of the road. Unless you like these shoes that I picked up someplace as well. Off the streets. They just happen to fit me. See, the Lord does provide. But what I am asking for is that you give me the time, the place, whatever convenient for you, and I'll make an effort to show up. Or we can come together and make it happen, and we can say, okay, now this works for me, this works for you, okay, well, and I'm not asking you to pay the way and none of that. Just whatever works for me and works for you, we can come to agreement on that. We can go and we can get this understood. I'd like it recorded as we record who it is that I am. Who it is that Cryon says that I am. And whatever he says, I accept it. If for some reason he wants to say, hey, I know thee not, I accept that. No cost to you other than a little time, I guess. And you put a little appointment over there where it's convenient enough for you to make that happen and to humor me with that. If for some reason he decides to go that route. Other than that, I feel the same way about me as I feel about you. A little credibility would go a long way with me. And it's not just about money. It's about quite a few things. Matter of fact, if I had the money right now today doing what I want to do, or what I'm pursuing, I'm pursuing a career in, I guess, being a recording artist and whatever else goes along with that, in that racket over there, in that neck of the woods. I'll be coming looking for my credit as a light worker. And if it's given to me, hey, great. If for some reason it's not given to me, hey, great. But I know that it's mine. So I'm just at a precipice right now. I'm at a crux. I had a crux right now. I'm trying to understand, how do I claim this credit? I feel like I've lived innumerable lifetimes, and I've walked this path and that path and this path and that path, and here I am once again. And since 2014, I really couldn't say for certainty, but I knew. And in 2017, I knew for a certainty. Here it is, 2026, going on 2027 before you know it. And I still get no credibility for anything other than being a nutcase out here. Forget all the work that I put in my old soul. So many times that I've done this, and how many times I put in the work, and here I am once again. What I have is a history of a criminal history. I've got a history of psychiatric problems, mental disorders. I got all that, and that's what I get credit for around here. Now imagine where you would be without the credit from crime that you've got. Now I don't know exactly what it is I'm asking of you. I don't feel like I should be asking you for anything. That I feel like you owe me anything. You don't owe me anything. However, it's kind of like that movie, The Godfather. I like to refer to that movie a lot. Matter of fact, that's one of Barack Obama's favorite movies, favorite sagas. The Godfather. But who was it? It was one of them that said, Don Corleone. I think it was another boss or whatever it was. Yeah, another boss, but not as big as the boss as Don Corleone. But he comes to me and says, "Look, I'm asking for something right now because these politicians and so on and so forth that you have over there, and you hold them in your pocket like so many nickels and dimes." But like I say, I've got something I'm doing either way. I like to have that credit now. I like to have it years ago. So I can stop going around here trying to convince people it's something that is. And they can say, well, there's his credit. He's got it. We see it right there. So moving on from that. Now they can take crying on his word or not, and on his reputation or not, either way. Now, I don't know the Cry's going to give me the credit. I really don't. But I know the credit is mine, just the same. They may even put me on the walk-ins, the most spiritual person in the world, because all the things I'm telling you, I've been saying, not you, I mean a general you, not you, Lee Carroll, but all the things I've been saying ever since I begun. I'm not making this shit up. The miraculous things I've experienced, the miraculous things that I've done, the government, the introduction to crime, the incorporations in my life of Cryon and the Lord and everything else, the Almighty, who it is that I say that I am. I'm not making these things up. But without that credit, without something that says, okay, well, it's been validated now. You're vindicated on what the hell you say you are, what the hell it says, all this stuff. It gives a lot more credibility to it now. And short of that, I don't want to keep on going this way. So tell me it's not the way it is, which I know that it is, and I'll go my fucking way then with peace. Knowing that it's been decided by all those who decide such things, and affirmative, that I'm just to be a shadow out here, eating motherfucking peanut butter and jelly off the goddamn sidewalk, and picking up motherfucking shoes off the motherfucking streets. Until I go out there and do what I gotta do, regardless. Then maybe at that point when I'm more respectable in the world, Cryon, Jesus, the Almighty, and everyone else will say, oh, well, there you go. It's Anthony goddamn Terrell, and we'll go ahead and acknowledge him now. And he's actually doing a little something out there now. I think he's got, I don't know, maybe $50,000 in the fucking bank. I don't get it, brother. I'm asking you for something that's already mine, really. But the people don't know it. And maybe it's not your responsibility, like I say. But you're the one that's got so many nickels and dimes, I don't know anyone else to go to. I can't start trailing right here, right now, can I? And I really wanted to be a part of the family, part of the community. But it didn't seem like that was something anyone was really wanting to do. So now I'm asking just for my credit that I am a part of it, black sheep or otherwise. And suffice to be, I'll take that and I'll go my way. But it looks like that's not going to happen, right? By the way, I'm not begging. I'm just taking another route to try to explain to you where I'm coming from so you can see where I'm coming from, because maybe you don't see it. Sometimes seeing something makes all the difference in the world. That's when they say, Eureka, I've got it. When they start to see it, they can see it from someone else's point of view. Like it was in that movie, Time to Kill. They weren't trying to hear none of that shit, right? With Matthew McConaughey and, what was his name? Samuel Jackson? Yeah, they weren't trying to hear none of that shit. So all of a sudden, Matthew McConaughey says in the movie, he says, well, Jake, I think his name was Jake, yeah. He says, now, imagine as he does the whole build-up that little girl was white. He had to tear up himself. Then all of a sudden, they tried to hear, they could hear the shit. Eureka, fucking, we got it. So let the nigger go, because that was the time to kill. In other words, this says district, some shit or another, legacy liquors. I looked up this after I stopped, paused it for a moment. I looked up here, I saw legacy, liquors. What stood out to me was legacy. I already have a legacy. As a light worker that's done this many times and some other things I've got a legacy for. If I can get someone who's credible enough and qualified enough to say, yeah, that's Xavier You, or whatever it is that I be. Or Xavier You in the making. Like it was with Jesus in the Christ heart. Then all of a sudden that lends me a lot of credibility. I already have a legacy, but my legacy right now, as far as planet Earth is concerned, is a nutcase and a goddamn felon. Hey, Jesus was the same. He was a felon. At least he was tried as a felon. If that's what they call it, then it's felon. It had to be at least a good bit more than a misdemeanor for all the shit they did to him. Even though he wasn't convicted, they still had a loophole for his black ass, didn't they? And what else was he? Oh, he was a nutcase. But now today, that isn't helping him much, is it? That we say, oh, well, he's a little bit more than that. But of course, now today, like Quran said, hey, he sits over the temple of all the masters like a shrine. Well, I'm not sitting over no temple of the masters like a shrine. I'm picking up motherfucking peanut butter and jelly off the fucking sidewalk and acting like I got blessed that goddamn day beyond fucking... It's a big blessing because the Lord provided that shit for me.